Jin in Vancouver is standing by. Do you have a question for David Burrows, Jin?
Hello.
Hello. Hello there.
Yes, my question is on Diageo, that British the alcohol company. I bought it sometime back at $118, and it has been falling since then. Should I hold or should I sell and move on to something else? And may I have a recommendation where I should go? And in the meantime, may I have the market consensus on the Diageo, please? Thank you so much, sir.
Sure. So, Jen, let's start with the group. Consumer staples as a group have been a little bit sloppy over the last number of months. Some of the more economically sensitive sectors behaving a little better. Having said that, Diageo's got this wonderful portfolio of various brands for alcohol and consumer products, and has been lifting quite nicely since December. When we look at markets, this is a European company. European equity markets have been behaving much better. Breadth is expanding there as well as it is in the U.S. In fact, if you go around the world, the Japan, Europe, U.S. are really the strongest parts of the market. And so this is a leading stock within the group. I don't think you're going to get hurt. It's not going to be a rocket ship because it's consumer staple. I'd have no problem buying the stock.
Not a rocket ship is definitely the way the street sees it. Says largely flat, Jin, you're asking for the street consensus. 23.41, 12 months out. That's a 0.9% upside based on that is the average of analysts' expectations. We're going to stay in the best coast now. Richard is also in Vancouver. Richard, you lucky duck, you're next.
Yes, good afternoon, gentlemen. Thank you for taking my call. Jameson, it's always fun and interesting when you chair the market call program. I really like to watch that. Mr. Burrows, can you give me your outlook for CCL industry for the next 10 years? They are pretty well one of the largest container labeling and packaging company in the world, and they also are into banknote, polymer banknote printing now, and they just recently got into India market. Would you see they will be able to maintain their leadership position as the market leader? And Jameson, can you give me the street consensus on the analyst rating on this stock?
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Absolutely.
Boy, Richard, that's a mouthful.
Yeah.
So look, this is a great company. CCL has been a wonderful company to be an investor in for years and years. Difficult sometimes for institutions because it's not the most liquid stock on the board, but it's a cash flow machine. They generate a boatload of cash, and they take that cash and they make acquisitions in what is quite a fragmented industry. So they're very large, but there's lots and lots of people that they can buy. This acquisition in India is quite interesting. They don't ever split the stock. I mean, they don't tend to return capital to the shareholders. They continue to reinvest it because they're able to do it at a very strong return. And so I like the stock. We own it, and I would continue to buy it. I can't talk about 10 years, but I could say over the next 3, it's likely to perform quite well because they take on debt, make an acquisition, pay down the debt with the cash flow, and move on, and I don't see anything standing in its way in the near term.
Well, the street shares your optimism. There are 8 analysts with official ratings on CCL. Richard, all of them have buy ratings on the stock. They see it at $323.13 1 year out, not 10, but still 12 months from now, that represents a 12% upside potential. Moving on now to Markham, Ontario, where Sylvia has been waiting patiently. Sylvia, it's your turn.
I'm going to ask about IPL. It's been trading sideways, and I wanted to know whether I should just hold on to it or switch to Pembina or Kiera. However, you made some reference to Square earlier, and I was wondering if you would prefer to talk about that instead, because not many guest analysts can talk about it. And if you want to talk about Square, I'd like to know if the current price is a good price to enter or wait for it to come down.
We're going to limit one per customer here, so
okay,
we'll do Square.
Okay, so quickly, just on the pipes, you know, most defensive part of energy. Careful with energy right now. I do own Pembina, and I like Pembina a little bit better than the Interpipe. So take that for what it is. On the square, we really like financial technologies. And this is a space that's going to continue to consolidate. And the number of small businesses that are using Square is burgeoning. So technically the stock's set up really well. I really like the sector. The company is executing. I have no problem owning the stock. But it's a different company than Pembina, right? It's a much higher beta.
Jack Dorsey's not starting any pipeline companies.
Yeah, more volatile position. It's a growth stock, but I have no problem owning either.
All right, well, we have no problem taking a short break, but just a short one, folks. Stick around. David Burrows and me as well. Going to be right back. Remember, he's president and chief investment strategist at Barometer Capital Management, answering your questions on North American large caps. That number again, there is still time to get your questions in, but you got to pick up the phone and dial fast, folks. 1-855-326-6266. You can't skip any of those numbers, or we won't hear from you.